What do you take away from when you face a pass rush like you faced tonight?
I believe the pass rush was fantastic tonight, and I think it's a great experience. I think our offensive line did fantastic as well, but I think it's also a great experience of it's the NFL. And there's, whether you like it or not, there are monsters at the other side of the ball, and you need to get the ball out quick, and it teaches you that you need to play on time, and there's less margin for error. So I think it's a great experience having that heat and duress, because diamonds are built under pressure. They're built under fire and being forged like that. So when you're able to play under that duress, that's when you're able to elevate your game, and I think it's a good experience.
Fernando, your dream for most of your life has been to be a pro football quarterback. And so now that your first camp's over, what did you learn about the NFL that you didn't know?
The NFL is really tough, and there is a big jump going from college to the NFL in the speed, and there's so many different aspects. And the NFL is a tough business, and it's a challenge I look forward to taking head on with my teammates. And I'm excited for the future, and that was my dream as a young kid. And then now I have goals in the future that hopefully that us as a team we can accomplish to best serve their teammates and best serve the silver and black.
Clint said because of the development and the progression, he wouldn't mind if you had 3 more preseason games to get your feet under the fire. Would you like 3 more preseason games?
I would love unlimited games for development, and evidently there is toll that takes on the body, but my body feels great, and however I need to respect my other teammates who are laying their body out on the line every single play like I try to do. It's sometimes a little bit more situational in my position, but the more reps and the more games would be fantastic. If there was 3 more preseason games that I could do, I would do them.
Fernando, you've obviously been a high achiever, but it hasn't always been easy for you throughout your various stops. Some of those struggles early on in your career, do you feel like you could draw on those experience in the understanding that just stick with it because it always works out, even when there's struggles like tonight and the last game?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, that there are always struggles. It's not always sunshines and rainbows, but when you're able to stick with it through an optimistic mindset and have a great community and a great team and great coaches around you, if you stick to it and keep on pushing forward, then at the end, there's bound to be successful results and positive results. But sometimes it's tough to see that far in advance, but when you have great teammates and coaches guiding you, especially as a young player, that's something that I'm very blessed to have.
Hey, Fernando, what did you see on the interception? Anything you wish you would have done differently on that play?
I have yet to watch the film. It's a little different because when you're on the sideline, you get the 4 pictures. And so I look forward to watching the film, looking forward to learning and growing. And yeah.
Fernando, your first preseason in the books in the NFL, what have you learned about yourself, not just as a player, but as a person as well?
There's been a lot to learn this preseason, and I've learned so much from the veterans and then also the other rookies in our locker room. It's been such a fantastic opportunity to grow through the highs and lows of training camp, of the preseason, and I'm really, evidently we take every day as its own day, but I would say that it's been a pleasure, and I've grown a lot this preseason. And like I stated before, if there are 3 more preseason games, I would play them. And yeah, I think from snap 1 of Arizona to the last snap I took here against the Niners, I believe I've grown as a quarterback, although it might not always show on the stat sheet.
Fernando, Clint mentioned that the other teams in the NFL have creatures that are attacking quarterbacks. You use the term monsters. So what does it mean to you in your development to be able to compete against Max Crosby every day?
The term that Coach Kubiak used of creatures, and that term I use, monsters, is not meant in any derogatory way. It's meant in actually a positive, more complimentary way. And so to be able to compete with such fierce competitors, such as Max and such as the other great edges around the league, and be able to be a teammate with Max has been so helpful, and look forward to going against him in practice and competing, because because iron sharpens iron, and when you're able to go against not just iron, but he's like a diamond, diamond sword, and it's a fantastic experience, and it gets when he's one of the top, if not the top pass rusher in the league, when you then get to play against it, it gets you ready for that moment.
Hi, Fernando. There was a lot of Raiders alumni in the building today, and before we got to talk to them, and I asked Marcus Allen and Jim Plunkett about you and their belief in you, and they had really great things to say, and they believe that you do have that it factor that could help turn this franchise around. To hear that from Raiders greats, what does that mean to you?
It means the world. The Raiders alumni is so important to this organization, and the Raiders legends I feel blessed that they recognize us rookies, and whenever I've texted them in the past, it's always been an open line of communication and support and advice and tips. So I'm so grateful to have them in the Raiders corner and in my corner, my development, and looking forward to utilizing those relationships to grow. And those are two legends you said there, and I'm very honored.
Hey, Fernando, you talked recently about needing to be more tranquilo when you were out there on the field, a little more calm. But on that run, when you had the spin move, is that just second nature to you, or is there something you're seeing when you take off and run that way? Because it's just like in the national championship game.
Yeah. You prepare all week, and something that I've learned from coaches and other quarterbacks in a room, that you prepare all week, you put in the countless hours of film, self-study, and all the external other preparation aspects that come with it, and you let your instincts take over in the game. Evidently, you're still very process-oriented, and I write tranquilo on my wristband for a reminder, and the reminders of how to go through your process. But when there's a great player, I believe it was C.J. West, who actually was another Indiana guy, staring down at you in the barrel, you got to make something happen, and so that's totally instinctual.
Fernando, I was wondering, how would you kind of self-evaluate your play throughout training camp from the beginning to end?
I think that'd be a better question for, say, maybe the coaches. However, believe that I've grown through training camp. There's been highs and there's been lows, but I believe that from the first day of training camp to now, I've exponentially been a better quarterback. Although it might not seem like it on paper, because maybe not some from the outside expectation, just because there's been so many. I've been blessed with so many great experiences in the past year, but I believe that I'm very grateful for the highs and lows of training camp, and I believe I'm growing a lot as a player because of the great coaches, great teammates, and great organization I'm a part of.
Kirk got some game action again after not playing in the Texans game. What do you see from him and how he's able to operate this offense?
Kirk looks great. He looks ruthlessly efficient, and with that, he's able to drive the ball down the field. I believe he had 2 drives with 2 scores, and that's something that I want to model, and I want to put the ball in the end zone or help our team put it through the uprights.
Let's wrap it up with Sam.
Fernando, unrelated to anything tonight, but Bishop Gorman, the local powerhouse, going down to Miami this weekend to play Christopher Columbus. Just wondering, what did your experiences at Columbus mean to you, and how did your time there shape you on and off the field?
My time at Christopher Columbus really helped me forge into a young man, and those experiences are some that have made me the man who I am today, and I'm forever in debt to Columbus, and look forward to seeing them take on Bishop Gorman. There's a little bit of ties now that I'm a Las Vegas resident, and I also went to Christopher Columbus. I'll be rooting for a good game, and keep it between us, but I'm going to root for Columbus. But I hope it's a great game.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Fernando.
Thank you, guys. God bless.